Hello, welcome to the Total Waffle Show. If you're new here, then I simply do playthroughs of, well, mostly the Medieval 2 franchise and, well, the Medieval 2 game, Total War, and the mods thereof. Mostly focused on Divide and Conquer, the Lord of the Rings adjacent mod, and then, I mean, we're also delving into the Historical Restoration Project, or whatever it's called, the SSHIP, which aims to just produce a more historically accurate version of the base game. You are more than welcome to join in any of the many campaigns that I have been playing, and even send in your own if you would be interested in me having a go with what you have created on God's green earth or Arda. Anyhow, now we are in Balin's realm, and it is very much still his realm because he has survived all the way up to this point, and so has Oin. What a lovely thing that is. We can see that High Lord Balin the Conqueror indeed is our greatest living general, and well, we like that quite a lot. So he has conquered Dunland quite completely, and at the moment there is peace in the south. Hooray! Woohoo! And we are beating the orcs of Gundabad. Hooray! How long will this status quo last? I give it 2 turns, max, because we do have some Urukai down here, and they are going to come our way sooner or later. It seems that Lorien has basically gotten the drop on Dol Guldur mostly. We'll see how long that lasts, but at the moment they are on the right side of the Anduin, so to speak, and they even seem to have territory in the Brown Lands, which is an indication of how good they're doing. Also, you know, Woodland Realm doing decent things in Central Mirkwood. As far as we know. That's basically all we know. But, what more do we need to know? We're attacking Wrakyaburg, and it's going to be nice. Do we want to attack it right away? Nah, this would implicate Lagluk, who has some trolls. Okay, it's not too bad. I mean, we could just go right for it, but I'm sort of tempted to just let them come at us, which they might because they're just gathering all their strength, and then we can beat all the armies at once in one glorious fell swoop. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Better than the. It's gonna be the greatest thing to happen to Middle Earth ever since, well, certainly not the Amazon show. Goodness gracious. Anyway, more on that in a bit, I guess. Alright then, Zagdush has decided that enough is enough and he's gonna step on up and get us out of his land. It seems he might have wanted some company with that particular task, but it was not meant to be. And here we stand against them. So, Zagdush, I'll be having you for supper. It is a misty evening, filled with portentous particles in the air, and here come our foes. I think they're trying to get out at us already, so let's just bring out the grape shots and give him a lovely go.
She's a beauty, isn't she?
Yeah, she is a beauty. Yeah, archers, you can just stand over there, that's fine. Senate Guard, come up here on the side. Do we have another Senate Guard? Yeah, come up here on the side. And then we have all the lovely melee troops that our hearts could ever desire. So, dear orcs, welcome. Let's see, do they actually fire? It seems like they will. Come on. Give it a go.
She's a beauty, isn't she? Ready to catapult. She's a beauty, isn't she?
Alright. Well, if that's how it's gonna go. Ouch. Seems that a lot of them are clumped on the inside of the walls. I'm thinking, you know, could we sort of feasibly hit some of them? Like this. Because those Snork spears are not going to be threatening us very much at all. Certainly not now. Oh yeah. They're flying, it's beautiful. Let's see if it hits anything. Not quite. No, not at all. Okay.
Good tidings. The enemy
Well, then,
general lies dead. We have sent the cur to hell.
Let's switch to regular ammunition and see if we can hit through the gate. That would be pretty effective, I think, if we can get them to hit properly. Ouch! Yeah, it seems like we're having an impact, alright. Black Shield Warband, Snow Graders, bring them down. Alright. Time for everybody to switch to Grape Shot, I think. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, okay. You are out of grape shots. More catapults are out of grape shots. But, I mean, we've taken out basically half their army. So if they can resist us at this point, it's going to be very impressive to look at, I think. But the remaining grape shots are also being used to good effect. So, I mean, all around, we're just happy days. There's enough for everybody.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
Pretty violent stuff, I guess. They're starting to shoot back now. Shall we engage? Well, yes. Yes, we shall. Strong, my bearded friends. Hello, Pale Orcs. Goodbye, Pale Orcs. Hello, more Pale Orcs. So many Pale Orcs. Why are they all so pale? Haven't they gotten enough sunlight?
If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
The vitamin D deficiency at display here is quite worrying, if you ask me. Yeah. Yes, we're just taking them all down now. Oh, hello, Orc Avengers. Yes, you are there and you're powerful, but you're not powerful enough to withstand 1,000 angry dwarves, are you? Now the annoying thing is, we won't really be able to do anything about the towers. Best thing we can do is just try to rout them as quickly as possible. Oh, and our dear Gimli is at the front of the line, risking life and limb for the glory of all dwarves. So, you know, dear sir, whoever you are, just go in there and do your bit. You're gonna do your part. And everybody go into shield mode if you got it. We've got to push them away from the walls. Yeah, and there they go. Let's get going. We have silenced the towers. There is none left who can oppose us. What a lovely little battle this was. We definitely lost fewer troops than had we just attacked it frontally. Gone in a frontal assault.
The battle is very much in our favor. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
Come, my little hammer dwarf. You can take him. Oh, you couldn't. You died. But the others ran away, so, you know, good. Good regardless. You were a big part of it, no doubt. Let's see if we can get our dear leaders over here in their own little dedicated formation. Gimli, you are called upon to do mighty things.
The battle is very much in our favor. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
Right, go over there and hit them until they can be hit no longer. Da 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 da! Hack, hack, slash, smash, and they're down. Okay, what else remains? Is there a unit over here? Oh, 9 pale orcs. Okay. Oh, they're coming toward the square. How nice.
The enemy army sees the field.
Smackety dackety doo. And down they go. Lovely. 60 dwarves paid with their lives. And our catapults have done great things. Ah, so have the Thyglia beast hunters over here. Good job. Good job. But yeah, this day belongs to the catapults primarily. And we say goodbye to the orcs of these lands. Wrakyaburg is now in our capable hands. Yes, we do like to sing here. And now, if you will permit me, upon the beginning of another turn, we shall celebrate the successful capture of Wrakyaburg, and we shall muse with great bemusement upon the travesty Feels so blunt to say it that way, but it sort of is. That is Rings of Power Season 2. You know, there were a lot of people sounding the alarm bells at the first season for all the wrong reasons, right? You know, I mean, yeah, I can take dwarves with brown skin and no beards. That's fine. That's fair enough. That's, I mean, is it strictly in line with Tolkien's vision? Probably not, but, you know, he was a man who was born in the 19th century, so what do you want? No. What I take issue with is stuff that goes against the spirit rather than the, like, aesthetics, if you will, of Tolkien. And I don't think that dwarves with beard is spirits worthy, you know. Not really. I don't think pale dwarves are, you know, where Tolkien's spirit lies. No. Tolkien's writing centers around essentially, you know, qualities like the kindness and the goodness that we can find in our everyday actions. You know, as Gandalf alludes to quite a lot, that the great actions of this world are more likely to be found in the most humble of people. And that is really, if you're going for some essence of it, it's of all the legendarium, then you're gonna essentially be led in the direction of, yeah, those that the greatest of things often come from the least expected angles. Such as, you know, it was not Aragorn or Gandalf who defeated Sauron in the end, you know? It was Frodo the Ring-Bearer who did the basic but extremely dangerous thing of carrying the ring into Mordor under the very nose of the Dark Lord himself. You know, that is such an emblematic thing when it comes to understanding the spirit of Tolkien, I think. So, when it comes to... And then also, there are also certain things that he cared about as well. He cared about fleshing out peoples and geographical detail and cultures. And, oh god, I simply cannot get behind the humanism displayed in the Rings of Power, because it's like they didn't understand what Peter Jackson was going for when he made the Lord of the Rings films. And of course the films are what they take most of their inspiration from, because bloody hell, if anybody on the writing team wrote the book, they were certainly not the ones who yelled the loudest, if you know what I mean. So so we'll take it as read that they took the most inspiration from the film universe as opposed to the written word. And that is a little sad, but it's understandable, at least. What do we want then? Well, we want coherence, don't we? We want them to have at least the same level of understanding of Tolkien as is exhibited in the films, and this just does not translate in very basic things, even such as geography. I mean, Jesus Christ, if you watched the recent episode that came out this week, you had, like, okay, Adar marches an army of orcs through the world. Okay, let's go over this. Right, so you have a situation where you have some elves over here in Lindon, and they are sending a detachment over to Eregion, which is right here. Pretty close, I mean, in this area, close to Khazad-Dûm. Badum, right? Okay, so that's where we have them going, and presumably Adar is also going that way. Now, there is actually nothing in the show that tells me that he knows where Sauron is, but Sauron is the one he's looking for. So he is apparently just going on a walking tour of Eregion to find Sauron or whatever. But let's assume that by some weird magic he knows where Sauron actually is, and that he is in Ost Inadil in the guise of Anatar. Okay. Where do I begin? So, in itself, him marching from Mordor with a horde of orcs is not going to be a speedy process. I mean, that is halfway across the map. the known world, as it were. So that's taken up a good while. At the same time, they say, okay, we have a 30 days march from here, over here in the west, to a region where they need to go. Galadriel, Elrond, those people. Yeah, okay, good. With you so far, that makes sort of sense. They don't really make you feel that, but okay. But that's another matter of storytelling. Okay, they then get held up in the Barrow Downs. There's some weird geological ravine that is keeping them from, you know, a bridge destroyed over a big crossing that for some reason it forces them down to, you know, the Barrow Downs instead. I'm not sure where this huge chasm is, and the show doesn't really explain that, because they just wanted to be able to divert them through the Barrow Downs instead of going north through all this lovely farmland, which, I mean, would be all the same. There's no good reason for them to be rushing through the Barrow Downs, but anyway, through the Barrow Downs they go. And technically, these mounds, these old burial mounds, did exist at the time, but chronologically speaking, of course, nah, we'll get to that. You know, there shouldn't be any ghosts at this time because that's a product of the rings and they haven't been created yet in the logic of the show. Oh my god. Okay, but then immediately after coming out of this place, they somehow run into Adar's orcs. So, you see the problem? The orcs are going here, the elves are going here, and somehow they meet up here. Now, that's a few hundred kilometers worth of distance that Adar has then presumably just been marching around without any hope of finding where he's going. The only way I can have it make sense is if Adar has no earthly clue on where on Arda he's supposed to go. Because otherwise, it just feels like they don't know what they're doing. Because the elves would not be going south of Othithiel for any reason. They're going to it. And Adar is also going, he's coming in from the south. I mean, it makes no bloody sense geographically. I just can't. And then you seem to have Stuart hobbits over here in Rune somewhere, maybe in these kind of lands down here, where it's getting a little more barren, a little bit less green, you know, because Rune isn't all desert, you know. So there's somewhere around here in the far, far east, presumably, you know, in the not too distant from Mordor, but who knows. And you're telling me that these are the hobbits that would then migrate over here to the other side of the Anduin to be the Stuart hobbits that we would know from the Third Age. Okay, fair enough. So how are they going to square that circle? I don't know. It seems that they are putting the cart before all of their horses and not really sure what they're doing. All they know is that they want to make something in the universe, and that apparently is good enough for them or something. It's a bit alarming, I would say. And then you get alarmed even further by all sorts of things. I could tear into how it's going all the while. I mean, I wanted to give the show the benefit of the doubt, but the more they reveal to us about what they know, what they want to use from the Legendarium and not, the more it just becomes painfully apparent that there is no inherent logic to any of it. Except from just trying to capitalize on imagery that people already know from the films. I mean, and they wanted to show the Barrow Downs, but they picked the wrong age. I mean, it's like saying that you want to... It's like saying that you want to depict the Bible and then you put Moses after Jesus. It doesn't make sense, right? You just... Anyway. It's a bit frustrating. And I'm not sure where to take this now, but anyway, we've got a lot of lovely troops and then on the Lord, so let's focus on what makes us happy. Smashing down the orcs of Gundabad. Now, I think these would actually do fairly well by just being sent up through Goblin Drown that way. That should be the quickest way to get them to the front. And, you know, we can also send in these beast hunters. Why not?
Abiding we
Up
must
they
no
go. They're
longer
essentially a
delay.
great reinforcement detachment. And then we have some
Move out.
legionnaires that need some armor. We have these guys. They need some armor. We've got... we did handle the retraining here. So far, so good. Nah, we don't need those particularly. No.
My king.
Rui, you're fine. Phenom, you're building catapults. Threer, you're just marching ahead. And you will have friends to join you from Goblin Drown. Yeah. So, my frustration with the Rings of Power show is that they are becoming greater and greater with every single episode that I watch. So, how will I react next week? I don't know. But for now, I guess I'll just have to focus my joy on the fact that we're building the halls of bloody Durin, and it's going to be good. Okay. Let's also send Triss out and build some watchtowers.
In your name, sire.
Because that
Aye,
we can
noble
do.
sire. Setting a vigilant
And Gimli,
watch. Honor, my lord.
come here. My way, lad, Gimli.
Name, sire.
Oh god, King Mazog is coming out. And he's got a bunch of nastiness with him. Well, okay. We can't beat that quite. Oh, hello, Hazolg. You've got archers. Oh, I see, I see. Okay. Anyway, shall we... How about we send some of these guys to where they can be repurposed? You know, Oin, he also needs a better purpose in life than just sitting in the dirty old bloody day. So, if we can get him out of that... Ooh, we need a governor. We do. But that could be Groin. Ah, no! God. Okay. Sorry, sorry. Back in there. How about here? Oxford. Can you... Yeah, we could leave this behind. Gloin is getting some decent traits, which is nice. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab some of the more... some of the troops that are most in need of a bit of aid, and we're going to send them over to get it. You know what? These guys... Like that. So fine. Okay. We're going to leave a couple of the Legion troops here, of course, but the first Legion's going out. These people are going out, so we leave the Hammer Guard, we leave one of the Deeping Guard, maybe the one with the most troops in it. No, the one with the best armor in it. Yeah. And then they'll just head this way. We'll head to Oin. Where they're building the Hall of Aule. It's gonna be great. Barlenven. Are you building archers? No, actually not. So we just sent those archers to Darbalin.
That'll do 'em today, sire.
Because they're going to be retrained there next turn. Handy timing indeed. Anything else over here? Yeah, Oin you're just good. You're just good. Doing all the things that a good boy should. Yeah. Do we have any quests? No. We've satisfied the council. What a great feeling that is. Build a tower there. Go back to Durin. Alright. Balrim. You could actually go to Wrakyaburg in time. How are we on the culture here? Pretty good, actually, but very good. So, you can leave it right away. And Gimli could leave it maybe next turn, actually. Yeah, I like that idea. I can send Balrim to administer Wrakyaburg. Do we want to take this fort? Yeah, we do. Eventually, but yeah, we've got time. We've got time. We get a new mission. It is to take Burzakul in 15 turns. Don't worry, we'll be on it in 2. We just need that fort to fall. And here we have an interesting development as well. Our admirals will be tested in the battle against piracy.
Aye, my lord.
Admiral Artagan, you are dead.
Victory on the high seas, sire. Aye.
Yes, indeed.
Aye, Captain.
And we can retrain that navy because it's a good thing to do, I think. Oh, he's got a pirate mercenary captain kind of thing. Dwarves are ill-equipped to command ships, for they are unused to the sea and often make mistakes. As such, they will often hire mercenary captains to command ships. Oh, so he's not even really in command. Thus improving their efficiency. Okay. However, they cannot bear the shame of a human commanding them on the waves. The dwarven leader will serve as an admiral in name only to save face. Well, good on you, Admiral Buffer. You have worked out that little life hack for yourself. Okay. Dralin, come this way. I like food. Do you have any specifics? Just building the ballistical nightmares of our foes. You got to Starboardin and retrain. Ginnar, hello. You've gotten yourself a bit of skill, but yeah, you're a plotter, you're inconspicuous, you're quietly observant, but you're also a dwarf.
At your service.
So there are some pretty significant armies hanging around here. It's good to know. So maybe we shouldn't be trying to move out immediately.
Something to investigate. Yes, sire. Moving in closer.
Alright then.
My king.
Ooh, Anon en Orad. Great. And yeah, I mean, now that we're here, I'm just going to rip into the Rings of Power a little bit more, I guess, because, I mean, is it just me? I mean, it's not that Tolkien's work is without romance. Bloody hell no it isn't. Some amazing stories are actually in there of love, devotion, and yeah, it's pretty simple in a way, because it's sort of a love will either conquer you or dominate you, or it will conquer all in a certain sense, right? You know, you have Arwen's and Aragorn's love, which is the classic tale of two lovers that are separated by political circumstance, and then in the end they bloody do get each other, and it's sort of a happy ending thing. And then you also have the opposite as well. It's sort of in the Greek tradition of love either going spectacularly well or spectacularly badly, dooming both and partners in the process. And that's, you know, the kind of mythical framework that, or mythically inspired framework that Tolkien would often work with. And so it just irks me so bloody much whenever Hollywood producers come in and try to do a love plot in the way that Hollywood is used to, or just American media is used to, and thinking that, yeah, this will be a love story for Tolkien's world. No, it'll stand out like a sore thumb. You can't do your normal tropes about two attractive young people just sitting down around a campfire and suddenly they start moving into kissing and then people start interrupting them in the background and blah 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 blah. No, you can't do that bloody comedy routine in Tolkien's tale. It's just going to it's gonna stand out like an orc in Rivendell. Really, that's what it does. Anyway, yeah. There's so many little things like that where they just don't get how Tolkien tells stories.
Aye, Lord.
I guess that's it. Yeah. Amazon don't get how Tolkien tells stories.
Aye, sire.
And for a company that started its life as a bookshop online is, you know, it just tells you something, doesn't it?
Aye, my liege.
Now, I remember something about, you know, some lovely people told me, hey, why don't you try to get some healing traits or retinue over to Balin, for instance? Because he currently doesn't really have that. He has a biographer, he has plenty of things, but he does not have anything for healing. How about Oin? Captain of Moria, Royal Armor, Builder, Architect, Sculptor, Ring. I mean, yeah. And then Groin, what does he have? Dwarven Helmet, Smith, Dwarven Physician, you know? This is interesting, isn't it? Let's see if we can get something going here.
Honor, my lord. Aye,
Okay.
my liege.
We're just going to move out temporarily.
Honor, my lord.
Now, I'm going to assume that Oin has the maximum of 8 that he can have. Yeah, he does. This becomes the tricky thing, isn't it? Doesn't it? Okay. We could take stuff like... this architect. Go into Groin. No, we can't. He has too many points. Ah, okay. So we actually need a go-between. Like Gloin, perhaps. He may not have as many. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, yeah. So Gloin can be it. Okay. We'll get him over there. And then Oin, sorry, you go back to Durin now. So the plan is that next turn, we will all meet in Londare, we'll exchange some stuff. And then everybody can get on with their lives.
My king.
Londangren is stabilizing as well, which is good to see. Once those walls are built, I have no doubt that Balin will be able to leave. Alright. Any other considerations? Maybe we like... Ooh, what's that? An exceptional counselor. Well, good on you, darling. How about Fror? Dwarven physician, woohoo! Okay. So, we'll try to see if we can do some exchanges with Fror when Balin comes through, as inevitably he will. Oh, a musician. What does he do? Happiness and troop morale. Good, good. Okay. Counselor, Dwarven helmet. Extraordinary necklace, minus squalor, personal security. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Ah. Alright. Speaking of the Barrow Downs and tearing into their treatment of that, I mean, the whole point of the show called Rings of Power is to tell you how the rings came to be and what their effects on Middle-earth were, presumably, right? That's what you would expect out of a show called Rings of Power. What does the power of these rings mean for Middle-earth? I don't think that's too big of an ask when it comes to what such a show should entail. And one of the effects of the creation of the Rings of Power is, of course, that you have the corruption of men over a long timeline, it should be said, hundreds of years. Because, you know, they also need to die before turning into the Nazgul and stuff like that. You can't really have them turn into Nazgul before, you know, while they're still within a normal human lifespan, because it's the effect of the ring that expands it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fair enough. So there's going to be some time compression happening in the show because they don't want to show a several 100-year-long history, because our point of view characters are no longer just the elves, they're also human beings and hobbits and things. So, fair enough. It's all going to be time compressed to tears. But at least the order of things should be that we have the Barrow Wights after the rings. Right? Surely. Because the Barrow Wights were essentially brought into existence, as we know them in the Lord of the Rings, by the Witch King of Angmar. And the Witch King of Angmar does not exist yet in the Rings of Power. At least, I would bloody hope so. Because, of course, he is wearing one of the Rings of Power. And him having been corrupted for years by Sauron's ring magic essentially made him pass on some of that medicine, if you will, to the Wights, which he instituted there as a general menace to the kingdom of Arnor, and then also Cardel. And that is, you know, as a part of a greater plan to, of course, bring those kingdoms down. Now, those kingdoms were in turn successor kingdoms from the overall kingdom, post-Númenórean kingdom, founded by Isildur and his father. You know, whole and that was the kingdom that ended up resisting Sauron and blah 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 blah. Okay. And it is after that whole battle of the Dagorlad and all that these wraith white thingies come into being. Yeah. So it's just a complete disregard for anything in terms of sort of time scales. It's just it is a pretty maddening thing, I have to say. And there's a very similar thing happening as well. I mean, of course, they could have just said, they're all, you know, like they did with the big swamp beast or whatever, which, you know, exists nowhere else in the Legendarium, to my knowledge. They could just have said, yeah, there are big foul things hiding in the deep places of the world, blah, 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 blah. You know, the classic Gandalf line, which they reused so blatantly that I could hardly believe my ears. But basically, yeah, you can use that. It's, apparently it's just a thing people in Middle-earth say now. Anyway, so from that apparent catchphrase of Middle-earth, you could also draw out the logic that, yeah, there could be other ways of having these things appear. But the thing is that you explicitly also call them Barrow Wights and, like, 5 seconds later, and then it's like, oh, bloody hell, you haven't read a thing about this, have you? Okay, and how they came to be, have you? No. Sorry. But instead of apologizing, they just put on their big, bloody American smiles and go balls to the wall with nonsense. Sorry. So all in all, that is quite annoying. And a similar thing also happened earlier. With Isildur walking through, like, dead marshes type thing. And it could be that he actually ended up taking, you know, boots and equipment from the corpse of a Númenórean soldier, but it really was made to quite simply evoke the dead marshes found in the films. And so using that shorthand again, it muddies the waters and tells you as a viewer that no, these showrunners have no idea what they are doing. So all in all, this show, it's kind of haram. I'm just gonna say it. It just is.
It is time to press the attack.
Now, let's climb this hill and await our next opponent. So I think I have vented my frustrations sufficiently now, and yeah. No, of course, there is also one other thing. I mean, now we've just touched on some bigger picture stuff, and I have a general, or we've touched on some nitty-gritty detail of world building and all that, and just the general feel that it seems like the show was not made with the ethos in mind, because they're focusing very much on the power and the prowess of various characters, and that's just not what that's not the wavelength that Tolkien was ever on. Now, here's another thing. This goes to the heart of writing, I think, and how do I put this best? The writing of this show is bad, but it is bad in a top to bottom kind of way that's really hard to sort of put your finger on, because it's not just the individual bits of dialogue that are bad, though they are. It's also like the whole idea behind every single piece of dialogue. It's the structure of the individual scenes as they're constructed is like, oh yeah, now we want all of the Númenórean citizenry to just be yelling out political slogans. And that's just dumb. It's absolutely dumb. I mean, it's like it's the most on the nose way of having a show or a film or whatever piece of audiovisual entertainment bring forth the ideas of like political dissent. Oh yeah, we need to show that people don't like elves, so they're just going to yell, elf lover, elf lover. We're going to make them yell, Barathon, 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 Barathon. You know, as if they existed in a similar political reality in which people who support any political candidate would just yell their name over and over. And this is just not something that you see very often in the real bloody world. I mean, sure, you might. It's sort of. It makes it seem like a cult of personality thing, but it's not that Pharazôn has done anything particular to invest people in a cult of personality. You know, he hasn't painted his name upon with huge letters upon every building in Númenor, as if he were Donald Trump or whatever. That's not what he's doing. And so even the idea of him having a cult of personality that would lead people to just go, ah, 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 ah. It is so misplaced. And then you get to the fact that they're not living in a parliamentary democracy here. So their expressions of discontent, I mean, it's just a different frame for it. You know, it's so strange to see a seemingly feudal society having its citizens express themselves politically as if they were living in the 21st century. It's so bizarre. And there are so many things like this. And of course, the political angle is also a bit annoying in the first place, because when it comes to Tolkien's work, he doesn't really interact that much with the politics of things. He deals in the decisions that people make, the affection that characters may have for one another, and the reasons why individuals do the things that they do. You know, never ever has something in Tolkien's world been about what phrase is used on a political banner, and then you just see that kind of... and then you see these showrunners taking the show in a direction where you just go, no, you don't seem to understand the writer that you're basing this off one bloody bit.
This is a clear victory.
And it saddens me. I guess that's the real thing. It just saddens me because there is so much potential on display. And this potential is so clear in many ways. I mean, the actors are all really trying to do a good job here. There is some pretty impressive visual effects on display. There is good scenery every now and then. Some good art direction. And I guess I like the ambition that they want to take you on really a globe-trotting adventure of sorts. They want to show you all different things. But then in every single detail of that undertaking, it just turns out so wrong. Just saddens me. Because it shouldn't have to be that sort of, yeah, it shouldn't have to be quite so contrived. But contrived is probably the best word for it that I can think of. Anyway, let's get a physician over to Oin the Oinstoppable. I want to focus on the Oinstoppable. Okay. And then, oh, it's a captain of the guard. Very cool. Okay, generic ring. Mithril ring. Royal armor. A builder. Yeah. We've got, yeah, the builder, the architect, and the sculptor. Okay. So groin. You know what? Maybe you need. What do you need? Do you need an experienced miner? Actually, not really. Not in these lands. Not in these lands. Okay, does Oin have anything particularly cool? He can't give his ring to anyone because all bloody dwarves have rings, apparently. No. Ah, okay. Here we go. Okay, so we can get the sculptor to Groin. Okay. Groin, you're going to Zadori now. And then Oin the Oinstoppable will continue on to Ogford. We'll just leave a single catapult behind.
Aye, sir. Aye, king. Move out.
And then Oin will grab all these catapults.
Aye.
All these people. And he'll head on. Then he will pick up some folks from here. And he'll continue to Oin. Beautiful. Right, so we have all these retinue updates. Thank you. Kazad-Dûm. Oh, yes. Let's get these Sons of the Fallen where they can be most benefited by our military industrial complex. We'll send these as well. Goblin Drown. Definitely have a lot of the bones of a great place now. Suppose we just need the army barracks, actually. Let's get that one. And then we can worry about the armor after that. Phenom. With your market, you just continue doing what you're doing. Durin gets a pub. Let's get a feast hall while we're at it. Flamsburg. You now have great recruitment opportunities. And we will make full use of them. all of them.
Aye, Lord. Onward.
Shall we have a catapult? I think we shall have a catapult. Shaltapult have a catapult? Right. It's time to honor our quest and go to Burzakul. The liberator of Gundabad marches on. Hello, Gahur! You with your mountain guard. What a folly.
We shall hold them to siege, sire.
We shall hold them to siege? No. We shall hold them to our blade.
Attack!
So, my friends, we have arrived. And we have found orcs on the gates. Let's see if we can shoot them. That'll be fun. I don't expect our guys to make any miracles happen, but yeah. But at least we will be able to, I don't know, put some pressure on them at least. We will do that while opening the gate. Opening the gate is first though, then we can target the towers a bit.
Ah, we have breached our enemy's walls.
Very good, very good. So, we go on. That tower though, it shall go. That tower though, it shall go. And here sit the orc defenders. They shan't be too happy with what we have in store for them. Well, that's a little sad. We don't seem to be damaging the towers at all. Alright then. My lads. You are to get in here and get busy. Because apparently we will be forced to aim for the part of the tower that is too low for actually being damaged. It's possible that the hitbox is just that very tippy top thing and that our catapults aren't hitting it at all. Which is sad, but it's a consequence we'll have to live with. In-game engine limitations haunting us at every step. Here comes the First Legion, and they will be poking their way to victory.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy. Our soldiers have proved their worth today. The enemy's walls belong to us.
Oh. Alright, we are now down to 3 catapults. Yeah, 40% damage, 40%, 60, 80%. Ooh. Okay. Nothing too good there. But hopefully our Dwarven catapult here can just soak up some damage for us. That'll be great. That'll be very good. So. Spears, lock shields together, and march. That's my boy. And then once we're through, our catapults will go too. Kazad! Killy! Bring your armaments to bear. What's this? Oh, we've chosen to guard the walls. Okay. It's a bit of a strange move, but I guess I can sympathize. Okay. Deep in guard. Get up there. And let them have at it. You can be Team 4 now because you have a distinct mission. Hacking down, hacking all of them down. Keeping on hacking down till they all hit the ground. Life is good when you're doing a roundhouse kick to the face of your foe. Okay. Catapults, I think we can start moving you in this general direction. Nah, you guys are going this way. Sorry. I may have misdirected you earlier, but I shall not do so again. Now is the time! Yeah, I'd say this is going pretty well. Our catapults are in. Our enemies are coming out. How nice. How very nice of them. We should not let this opportunity go to waste. Hello, Orc Defenders! Are you ready for a show? So, hello, Mountain Guard.
The enemy general
Oh,
lies dead. Let the
that was
crows
quick.
have his miserable bones, and
Ow.
let our swords have his men.
Okay, good. There they go. Give him a lovely little arrow through the neck if you can. Yeah, that's all it takes. Okay. Oh, there's some pale orcs coming. They also need a nice little shotgun blast. There's enough for everybody. Oh, hello. Orbital bombardment. It's on. These guys are well endowed with morale, but they are not invincible in that regard. And there they go, running away.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Okay, catapults, I think you can stop doing what you're doing. Hello, Legion Deep in Guard. I didn't know you were here. But nice that you are. Good that you are. Okay, let's get you all up there. Oh, here come more Orc Defenders. How nice. They're just walking right into our little trap here. Killy, come forth. First, we pin them down. And then it's a trip to Pound Town.
The battle is very much in our favour. If we remain true and steadfast, victory will be ours.
Still 93 of the First Legion. They are good at what they do. And then we charge them. See how their morale handles that. And they're basically gone. Oh, we lost one member of the First Legion. That's a pity. Well. Okay. Keep it stiff indeed, yes. Keep it stiff and spiffy.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Oh, orcs running away. Just walk in, my dear friends. You have deserved the easy task. Oh, the last of the orcs are marching. And they apparently try to march straight through the lines attacking them. It's not a particularly prudent strategy, as they are currently finding out. But God bless them. Sorry. Eru bless them, really. They're so innocent, aren't they?
Be in awe of the victory we have won here today.
Dwarven Catapult 173, but the First Legion 551. 8 casualties. Jesus. What a sight. What a sight.
Glory and honor.
And is there then any more that I need to complain about vis-a-vis the Rings of Power? Basically one thing. On the topic of wizards. And Tom Bombadil. But mostly wizards. Tom Bombadil is just another little, you know. I mean, it was actually fun to see him portrayed. I would have liked to see him sing more songs and not just allude to the songs or quote the songs, because in the book he's a pretty sing-songy type of fella. But, or whatever he is, if you can even call him a fellow, because he is sort of fellow-less. There is no one like him. But, all that being said, it was still interesting to see him, and the idea of having him out far east. I guess, why not? I mean, he's been living in Arda for longer than any other entity, so why wouldn't he want to uproot every once in a while and just make a new home for himself? Doesn't bother me too much. Now, what does bother me is less about his portrayal and more what he says, because he gets this wizard into his home, and fair enough, he welcomes him, as I suppose Tom Bombadil probably would. No problem there. Now, the problem arises when Gandalf asks... Now, oh, look, we're just assuming that it's Gandalf because of everything that he has bloody said and done, but... when the topic then comes to the nature of this person who is orchestrating things in the east and sending out minions and using magic and things like that, then of course the word wizard gets thrown around. But this is where I would have loved to see Bombadil just straight up slap that down and say no, he is simply a user of magic, but a wizard he is not, because Tom Bombadil knows what's going on. He knows what wizards are. Surely he bloody does. Essentially, wizards, I mean, that's just a moniker given to the 5 entities, the 5 Maya, that came to Middle-earth, the Astari, so to speak. on behalf of Eru Iluvatar. And the other gods, of course. The pantheon, so to speak. Yeah. So, what is the problem then? Well, the Legendarium is pretty clear on this. There are 5 of those people.
Aye, my liege.
And there was sort of left the door open, kind of, for other magic users. You know, there are all sorts of magical powers in Middle Earth, and not all of them are very well known at any given time, because the world is vast, and that's fine. It leaves a sense of mystery. That's good, but it just feels like such a contradiction of the world building when suddenly you hear, "Oh, no, says Amazon, no, there are more than 5 wizards." And they might say, well, no, they're not those kind of wizards, they're other kinds of wizards. But in the universe, there is basically wizards, and then you might have some sorcerers, right? You know, you might say that there are other magic users that could be called wizards, but they tend to be called sorcerers instead in this universe. You know, the Amun, what was it called? The Dol Guldur. Yes, there's the Hill of Sorcery, right? The Necromancer is a dark sorcerer. He is not a wizard. The wizards are Radagast, Blue Wizards, Gandalf, Saruman. Boom. Those are the ones. And it's so frustrating. It's so bloody frustrating. To then suddenly have Tom Bombadil, probably the most knowledgeable entity in Middle Earth on anything, just say, "Oh yeah, he's a wizard." Just no. It's just not good. It's just not good enough. And it's neither good, not good either that Dol Amroth is fading, but I guess we'll have to make up for that in our own campaign. Yeah, but it made my heart sink a little bit, because I would so much, I would have loved it a lot, but well, loved it as a bit much, but I would have respected it if they'd gone no, and had Bombadil say, no, this is not a wizard we're dealing with here. What you're dealing with is, well, he is a sorcerer. He is, he is a human being, essentially. He's a powerful human being. He has amassed dark powers beyond the comprehension of most mortals, but he is human, or whatever he is. But a Maya, that just does not make sense. It does not compute. And they might say, well, he's not a Maya, he's a wizard, but in this universe, those are basically the same thing. Technically Sauron is also a Maya, so you might say, is he a wizard? No, he's not. Why not? Because wizards are essentially descending, they are people who are sent by Iluvatar. That's just basically how it is. And it's just a bit maddening, I have to say. It's, Anyway, I've been ranting and raving about, this whole thing for a bit too long. But we are in a good place, in this campaign. Sorry, if you are new to this channel, not all of my episodes are ranting about Amazon. It's just this one, really. And then maybe a couple other ones on the Barland campaign trail here, at the tail end of it, all things. We need to still... What do we need? We need Gundabad. We got it. Byrig. Yes. Kazad-Dûm. Yes. Kazad-Dûm. Yes. Eliminate Gundabad. And we're good. Okay, we need 3 more regions. But we'll probably get that by eliminating Gundabad. So yeah, our campaign here is very much nearing completion. If you care about that sort of thing. Thank you for sticking with me through this ramble, though, if you have. It's, yeah. It's just astonishing to me how much, that in the hundreds and millions of dollars they had for a budget for this show, that nobody actually just gave the writing team the order to just take a month out of their schedule and bloody just be paid a full-time salary for getting to grips with the Legendarium itself. Or maybe 2 months, if that's what it takes. But Jesus, it would be time and money well spent, I would say. Because you see what happens when you don't? This is what happens. You end up having to you end up making decisions that, to anyone familiar with the subject material in question, will just outwardly end up despising. And that's not how it's supposed to be. It's not fun to dislike things. I want to like things. I want to like everything, really, if I can.
Aye, sire.
But tomorrow's another day. Where are these not orcs, dwarves going? Well, they're actually going to Erebor, but we won't keep them in the army itself. It'd be better to keep these Eortheid horsemen in there, because they can be really useful, now that I think of it. Oh, hello, Hurtasion. Good to see you, boy. Taking the fight to the orcs. Well done, you. And it's done here, and you are going to fail spectacularly against the army that you're up against. But, you know what? Why don't we just take out the king? Sounds like a good idea to me. Could be an interesting last battle for the episode kind of thing. Oh, and we also have a new general, Frar, in battle. Okay, sure. You go to our food and get some management chops. Maybe we can even give you some things from Oin. Goodness. You see, Amazon, you see what happens? You just get the waffle worked all up. Wound up like such a hard spring that's just stretched out. That's me right now. I'm strung all up because of this bloody show you did. And how that show showed that in turn you had not much love at all for what went into the making of the universe that you plundered. Oh, hello there, Kruklik. Well, looks to me like we are going to need a couple extra catapults in that lovely old fortress. We're not going to give that place up for anything. And now, I think we have what it takes to defend it. Almost regardless of what faces us. I mean, yeah, this army... I mean, it's a big army, but it's not terribly good. There are some Pale Orcs in there. They can be nasty, but, I mean, Jesus. Goblin infantry, really? Half-trolls are good, though. Okay, half-trolls are good. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Half-trolls are really good. Kelly, get out here and build some sight range.
Noble sire, setting a vigilant watch here.
Goody. Yeah. Wrakyaburg, you are to strike out at Mazog.
I'm gonna stick leading the men with honor, sire.
This battle is going to be interesting. They have snow trolls. They have plenty of high-level generals. And we have catapults. Let's see how it goes. Oh, and we have some friends as well. Let's try to not get them killed. Operative word there being try, of course.
The time's come, lads. To battle.
Welcome to the battle. It would seem that our enemy has decided to throw all their weight behind the destruction of the Valesmen. Maybe that's simply what they were going for all along.
Stand strong, my bearded friends.
And I guess I won't envy them the task of taking on the Legion itself. But if they don't come this way, of course, the natural consequence will be the destruction of their forces. Okay, here they come, here they come. Good, good. Oh, it's actually Beast Hunters. I didn't think you were going to go on this line. Okay, fair enough. Oh, look at that. The trolls are going down.
Our allies have lost their leader. Without their general, they may lose heart and flee.
What was that? Did we just massacre our... Oh, I guess we did. Well. Yeah. Go for the Black Shield Warband. Let them know that you mean business. You guys move forward a little bit. Okay, we need some armor piercing stuff down here.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue
No!
like this, we will smash the enemy.
We've accidentally killed so many of our own troops now. What's going on here? Okay. Can we get some of that goodness? Maybe not on the Black Shield Warband, that's right over there. No, I want the archers. Oh, hello, Mountain Guard coming in. Okay, trolls, they will be going down now. Yes, okay. Different generals are falling. Okay. Ooh. Hello. Ow! Okay, what are we doing here? Okay, so Valesmen are coming in. I guess we haven't lost that many. It's more been our friends in the Valesmen that have lost a lot, because look at this. Yeah, it's not looking pretty for the Bjornings, but you know, what can you do? Oh, what have we here? A Mountain Guard division. Oh, schmackaroony.
Enemy force remains.
Right in the head. Okay. Smack on those. And those. Oh, the Pale Orcs have come in. Yagduf has been challenged. The trolls are falling. Good. Alright. Then, Pale Orcs time. Okay. That is just too good to pass up. Let's see if we can do something about those Mountain Guards over there. The Black Shield Archers as well. Okay. Catapults, just go over here. Don't do anything else.
Our allies are as unsteady as an egg on a stick. They flee the field like cowards.
There's eggs on a
We must
stick.
look to our own men now.
Hello, sell swords. One hopes we can heal a bit of this. But even if we don't, we'll be okay. What else is there? Oh yeah, here we have the king himself. Walking around. Paleorix coming in. And these are big lads.
The enemy lies dead, slain by our... Look how our cowardly foe runs. It is
Excellent.
time to press the attack. Be in awe of the victory.
Okay, at the end of the day we lost only 343. Which is still more than I would like, and a lot of that has been due to... Oh, look at that, 87. When we catapult. Yeah. But, I mean, regardless, the catapults did do well. But perhaps we would have done best to actually just force our melee forces into them. We might even have lost fewer, who knows. Anyway, that's a speculation for another day. I come back to you now at the turn of the tide.
Victory!
Presumably. So, Hortazion, you've got him on the run.
Noble Alan, I'm gonna stick you.
Just start smacking and don't look backing.
At your service.
Do they have any other troops in the area we need to worry about?
Moving quietly.
Not much, actually.
Have a taste of my blood.
Oh, and only 3 orcs seem to have made it back. Oh,
What rioters and
aren't we just frolicking with joy and delight at that news? Let's say we are.
Aye, sire.
And when this army arrives, well,
We march no further today.
yeah, that would be a pretty good time for maybe Barrim to leave Framsburg or whatever else could we do.
My king.
Plenty of things, I suppose. Ah, yes, the Kazad-Dûm reclaimers might actually be retrainable up there, which should mean that we have other potentials like Sons of the Fallen. Oh. This and much more will be revealed. Is there more that we need to do though? Ah, we have Oin, of course. Unstoppably marching on.
Aye, sire. Aye, my liege. Aye, noble son. We
But
march
not
to
quite
war.
getting there. He will though, he will. And let me look at that. We have first Legion potential up in Oinlarach. That's good.
That'll do him today.
Let's
sire.
get him up there.
something to investigate.
And I'd say that Tyrion has done a spectacular job in Dunert. So now we should just send him to keep an eye on whatever's going down here in Breakness. Here sits Ugluk, ill suspecting an attack, so that could very much be where we strike.
Is that what you want?
Yeah. These lands are contested, but when Gondor is contesting these lands up here, then they're actually doing good on the western front. They might not be doing as well on the eastern one, but we'll get to that. Obviously. Are we allies with the bastards? I think we are, actually. No, we're not. We're not allies with them. So perhaps we should rectify that issue.
My lord, awaiting your command. Can I be of service?
Yes you can. Yes you can. You can journey this way. Until you
Of
meet
course, sir.
Gondorians.
Yes, sire.
If Rohan still holds on to Hell's Deep, that's also pretty hopeful. Though it may be by the skin of their teeth.
At your service. Something to investigate.
Overall though,
Yes, my king.
good
Something
results
to
so far. You go to Wrakyaburg and make more of them. And we can also send a spy here to Burzakul. Yes.
Something
board.
to investigate.
Yes. We're in a good place now. Alright then. A little marriage. Always goes down well, doesn't it? And what else do we have? What do we have? We have Durin. Oin gets a ring. Such great renown. Well, that'll help him keep the place happy and growing and all those things. And the Dwarven Shield. 2 hit points. Always good. Always good. And Landangren, once it upgrades into an advanced mining complex, then the sky is the limit, my boys. The sky is the limit.
My king. My king. Aye, lord. Aye, sire. Aye, aye. Forward.
All these lads go in. Who goes out? Well, them and catapults, it would seem. Let's see. We also need the others retrained, though. That would be good. So we'll take these out. We'll take these out.
Aye, lord. Move out.
So in these go, and we'll send them before the catapult, so we can move out next turn with joy. Far. You can pick up some traits from the Oin, the Oinstoppable.
Aye, my liege.
Because in truth, all these building, construction perks are not that necessary for Oin. He needs more militarily focused ones because he is our spearhead. And then, Flower, you can just move to Ugfood. And you will keep the place happy, growing, frolicking in the fields, as it were. Italy, you need some love. And any other place? Well, not much. Wrakyaburg. Very good. Do we want to guard barracks already? Actually, this looks like it would be good, but let's start with a practice range. Oh, and catapult maker. Those are good. Those are nice. Those are very, very nice. But we do want to retrain our dwarves, so we will prioritize them first. We'll also need a mining complex. Okay. So what's going on here? Hackthrak. You've got a whole lot of men, and not a lot to do with them. Brrr! Goodbye.
Aye, lord. Move out. Aye.
Then these folks, on they go. Actually, we'll bring those with us, and these with us. Yes. And build those. Very nice. Build the catapults. Build the catapults. Oh, mithril chainmail. Why can we get that? I want the mithril chainmail, please. Maybe that's a thing that we can only get in Kazad-Dûm. That would make sense, actually. So let's get that Hall of Owlay while we're at it. And then we have Gundabad under siege by the armies of the same name. In order to build the Hall of Durin, we must defeat them. It will come, it will come. Let's ferry some troops over so that they can be reconstituted ever so slightly.
Aye, Lord.
Like these, they can go to Franksburg and do like that.
Aye, sire.
Then folks like these
Aye.
can head
Aye,
back.
King.
We can also send, say,
Aye.
these.
Aye, Lord. Move out.
And, you know, I'm sure
Aye, Lord.
that these wouldn't mind a little retraining as well.
Aye, sire. Onward.
It'll be good for them. We have some of these as well.
Aye. My king.
Yeah, that's enough for now. Of course, we could also retrain people in Thurinville. They're building a Hall of Owlay, after all. Hall of Owlay in a large town.
Aye, sire.
It's a pretty impressive armament program, actually. Pretty much the best blacksmith in the entire bloody game, and it's in a large town. That'll tell you something about the industriousness of dwarves.
Yes, my king.
Door. Hello. Yes, you're going this way.
Moving quietly. Sire, no further.
I can greet you, but not serve you, Lord.
Alright, Tariq Magan. Alright.
Aye, my liege. Aye. Aye, noble son. My king. Aye. My king. My
How
king.
shall we provide for Oin the Oinstoppable? He certainly has, I mean, his high level
My
elites
king. Aye, sire.
very much in hand. These will do. But we need armor for these people. We just do. So another turn is required by dwarven law.
Aye, Captain.
And eventually we'll probably also need to go and have a look at Belfalas. And there are some mines down here. Could be useful. And indeed, to close out an eventful episode, I will take out my frustrations over the Rings of Power upon an enemy with no power here. Because he doesn't have catapults. That's just how it works. Let's go.
Attack.
You look now at the enemy dead set on our defeat. They've come to reclaim what they believe to be their homeland. We shall prove that it is not so. First by unleashing a lot of arrows upon them, but that is not the primary weapon we have, nor is it the towers that bombard their ram at present. No. Our main weapon will be the mighty catapult of the dwarves.
She's a beauty, isn't she? Ready the catapult. She's a beauty, isn't she? To your places. Forward. Ready the catapult. Forward. She's a beauty, isn't she? Curses! The enemy are battering down our gates.
Oh, we'll also use our archers to pick off some lightly armored enemies. Because they have plenty of those, heaven knows.
The enemy's ram is through our gates.
And in truth, we do want our catapults to be focused squarely on kicking the orcs right in the face.
The enemy have the walls.
And
Look to our
if
defense
possible,
of
the more
all
heavily
is
armored
lost.
ones, because that's where they make an outsized impact. Ouch. Oh, the spearmen are going up. Alright then. Oh no, they go down again. Oh yeah. Okay, we'll need to be a little bit more specific with that one. Ouch. You know what, let's also shoot some normal blasts in there. I think it's going to be good. Ow! Come on! Get going! That's good.
The enemy general
Good
lies
use of your
dead.
boulders there.
Let the crows have his miserable bones, and let our swords have his men.
We're evening the odds quite nicely.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men. For the moment the fortune of battle goes our way, let's pray it remains as such.
And up here, we're actually also defeating the troops that our archers are not very good at fighting overall, but using the defensive bow tactic, it's actually working out decently
Look
well.
how our cowardly foe runs. It is time.
Oh, they tried to send raiders up here without any luck, because our dwarven travellers are very well versed in melee fighting. Yeah, we'll just shoot as many as possible on the way out. No, you don't need to do that. And 56 of our Kazad sentries frontline troops survived. I was actually not expecting that. Well, I think we've done enough today.
The enemy are utterly vanquished. This
Very,
is a
very good
great
numbers.
victory,
Look at
worthy of
that,
only the
645
mightiest of
for the
generals.
catapult. It's very, very good indeed. Very, very good. Very, very good. Mm-hmm. What else? Any good numbers? The travelers are decent, yeah. And that's about it. Gundabad is ours. Now the annoying thing here is that due to the siege, our construction has been delayed. Oh, and the ring has been found in Angmar, whom we are currently not at war with. You might say that this provides us with a golden opportunity. Oh, and Mordor is a neighbour now. Yep, and I'm not going to talk to them. They don't matter to me.
Aye, sire. Yes, sire. You're on. I'll continue tomorrow, sire.
Look at this beautiful city. Excellent. Our food will be converted in time as well. Yeah. It'll happen. Just you wait. And Frar will take care of all of it. he will grow into becoming a fine administrator.
Aye. Aye, Lord. Aye, sire. Aye.
Look at all
Aye,
these
sire.
lovely people
Aye.
ready to
My king.
lay down their lives
Movers.
for the cause they
Fight
believe
the
in.
armies, sire. Aye, Lord. Aye. My king. Aye, Lord.
It's pretty good.
Aye.
Pretty good.
Aye,
I'm
Lord.
very happy. Very happy with that.
In your name, sire. Set a watch. We come here.
Ooh, we might even get some more First Legion here
My king.
as of next turn. Certainly not bad.
Aye, Lord. Onward.
We have enough catapults to just keep shoving them down our enemies' throats until they cry. Good. Okay, Kazad-Dûm, heal us all. Is that all? I suppose? Maybe. Heal, minus union, better buildings. It all works. Vile is about to become a lot more viable for trade. Hooray.
Fleet ready.
Ooh, more beast hunters. Yee-hoo. And then we have Captain Bomber
March.
moving slowly through the landscape. But he has an army for Gimli.
Marching now. Honor, my lord. There's no pride in riding like this, sire.
Well then stop it then.
My king.
You know what? We should probably
Making camp.
take this place. Why not? With the board.
Set a watch. We come here until morning.
It's the capital now. Ho, ho,
By
ho,
your
ho.
will, sire, we shall
How the
begin.
mighty have fallen, eh? And the whole of Durin will soon change things around here. That'll be good. So increase tradable goods, number of free upkeep units increase. The hammers are Gundabad. We want them. Are there any buildings in here that we need to get rid of? Yeah. Warg Breeder. That's one. And Brawler's Pit. That's another one. Wrakyaburg. Similar, I suppose. Yeah, Warg Breeder, goodbye. Brawler's Pit, bye. Gundabad has a beast cage, but no longer. No longer. No longer! All these things come and go, you know. And there's a public order bonus due to law of 15%, which is going to be really good for hammering down that corruption level. It's good. It's great. I do want to see that building in action, though. So... one more turn, is that what we do? Well, I suppose it is.
Aye.
I know.
And at every turn possible, Oin the Oinstoppable going to be exchanging good troops for great troops. That'll be lovely.
Aye, my liege.
I'm thinking that Balin, he could also be heading out now. Well, Nangren is basically where we need it to be.
My
It can
king.
hold out against any adversary.
The Marching armies, sire.
So we'll just grab the
Aye,
most
sire.
valuable of our
My
lads and
My king.
get on with it.
We'll rest here the night, sire.
And if Isengard decides to come knocking, then we will be ready to knock them back.
Aye, sire.
At least for now, though. We're very happy with our progress.
Honor, my lord. We'll rest here the night, sire.
And I don't think they seem busy enough. They're also fighting Mordor, aren't they? Yeah, they are. Yeah, that would make them busy. Fighting Gondor and Mordor at the same time? No easy challenge.
Aye, noble sire.
Hello, Gorgaz.
Stick you.
Are you a little goblin?
Something to investigate.
Have a taste of my blade.
Aww.
Aye, my liege.
Aye, lord.
Okay, we need to do something about that. We just do.
My king.
My king.
Babur.
Aye, my liege.
Babur, come this way.
Aye. Aye, lord.
My king. Making camp here, sire.
Aye. Forward. Aye.
We'll rest here the night, sire.
We'll gather up our full dwarven strength in this land and kick those people away. Well, 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 what happens but Dol Guldur getting cleansed by the Valesman of all people. Good job. Good job. Bayon would be proud. Oh, and Edelweiss and the High Elves are at war again. We will not be siding with the aggressor on this one. Siding with the Wildmen in a war against elves is, politically untenable, I'm gonna say. Well, let's just have a look at this, because the High Elves are actually doing quite fine. They've just been steadily building, steadily building, steadily building. They've lost some land from their peak. But at the same time, they've just put everything into military, and so look at that. It's a pretty expansive military. Think of how many troops we have, and then say, okay, the elves only just have half of that. Let's look at Edwythe. Pretty much the same. But their troops are just not as good. All about it. All about it. Balin Vin and Talklen armor isn't done yet. Very nice. Okay, Flumsburg, heavy armor. Very nice. And then Mount Gundagrand gets the whole of Durin. Oh, look at that. Hammers of Gundabad. That's very lovely. And then we will want the armories. Ah, good. I just took a moment to pay respects to this awesome building that we have created. Now, Legion Hammer Guard, we're training up here. Wrakyaburg, you're just doing you. Let's get that archery range while we're at it. We'll give free upkeep to those. Then an extra 4 turns after that, we'll get
Yes, my king.
everything else.
Aye, my liege.
Good, good, wonderful.
Have a taste of
My king.
Have a taste
Hello,
of my
captains.
blood. I'm gonna stick you.
No, you're not gonna hold us up.
With honor, sire.
We'll just smack you out of the way.
Honor. By your will, sire, we shall engage.
Hello, Zagu. Are you ready to defend your capital? Your ill-chosen capital. Oh, and your ill-chosen king.
My king. Move out. We march.
And this
northward
army.
today.
Oh, this army.
Aye, sire.
It's a very good one.
Aye, Aye, Lord.
I dare say.
Aye, sire. My king.
Maybe we don't want as many shield guard. We can leave one of them behind in Wrakyaburg, no problem. But just behold the splendor of their armors. Oh, it's just good. It's just very good. And Galoin becomes a good trader. Due to, what was that? An influential merchant. Well. Good to have, good to have, good to have.
Aye, my liege. Aye, sire. We'll rest here the night, sire. Aye, noble sire.
Kazad-Dûm West. With new troops training for everybody. Okay.
Aye, my king. Of course, sire. Aye, sire. Yes, sire.
And our dear Ori the Gossip will be continuing on. Druaethior, still held by Gondor, so Balorn is presumably in their hands, even though the map tries to enforce the narrative of it being in Isengard's hands. I suppose now we can pretty definitively say it is not. We just can't see it yet. But what a lovely episode this has been. It's been pretty long, it's been pretty rambling, especially early on. I hope you've enjoyed it though. Yeah, if nothing else, it was nice for me to vent my frustrations regarding a show that maybe you've seen, maybe you haven't. But nearly an hour of this episode was just dedicated to me smacking it down and then some. You know, this is what happens when you let the waffle on about something that no waffle should ever lay eyes upon. In the end, though, maybe we can all come together and unite in our shared belief that the future is bright.
Aye, noble sire.
And that peace will come to all dwarven realms. Well, they sure will once the Gundabad forces are sort of gone. Once they are renamed into Gundabad. But yeah, there will be supportive stuff you can do for the channel if you want to. You know, watch another video, take a trip down memory lane on the channel, subscribe, whatever you want to do. There'll be buttons to let you do all that. But until next time, that you grace my dear little neck of the internet woods, be kind to yourself, be good to others, and I will see you soon.